All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Daily paycheck time. Here we go. We are working the 6, 7, 8 this month. If you're new to what we're doing here, I'm doing a kind of a dual thing. We're trying to build a bankroll from 10,000 to 100,000. It's going to take me a year at this rate. It's really an experiment to see if it can be done. But part and parcel of that is how should it be done? So what we're doing here is working a strategy called the 6, 7, 8. And it works like this. We're going to do 100 hours on the don't pass. We're going to do $30 each on the 6 and 8. I may actually put this down to 50. We'll make a decision, game time play here. But the point of it is this. We're leveraged right now to where whatever the point is, it doesn't really matter what the point is, right? Whatever happens, if we get an immediate 7, we're going to lose 60. We're going to win 100. We'll win about 40 bucks. If we get an 8, we're going to win about 35 bucks. The 6 wins. So every bet on the table right now will win us a net of 30 to 40 bucks, depending on which one comes, okay? If you pick the 9, of course, you're going to lose your don't pass. And what we're going to do is play this thing out kind of the smartest way that we can. The 5-5-5 version of the 6, 7, 8 is the easiest and safest way to play this thing. And the way that it works is you can do it a couple of ways. One would be first bet, same bet, and pull it to the rack. The second way to do it would be to drop a buck and go to $36 and press them both all the way up, okay? That would make them both look like $48, okay? Bringing back nothing on hit 1, but hit 2 at $48 brings you back $56, right? And you can bring them both back down to 35. In other words, you'd have $36 more coming in. Hold on, $35, $36 coming back in. So you'd win 56 in that second hit, plus your $36 from the earlier press, and that $75, $85, $92 coming back. It's basically 100 bucks on that up and down pop, if you can make that happen, right? From that point forward, you just repeat the process, up and pull, up and pull, up and pull. I like that idea, right? Being super safe the first time through, and then being more and more and more progressive as you go. Hopefully this thing kind of balances you out at the end. At any point in time, you can hedge off the DP, pull it down, whatever you want to do, right? We're going to rock it at this level today. I've got 1,200 bucks in the rack right here, and that's going to be our play. I'm going to drop 75 bucks out of my rack. Let me go to this view here. I'm going to drop 75 bucks out of the rack to go $60, 6 and 8. That'll be 15 and change for me. And there we go. We'll put our money up. They will be up and off. Tell your dealer, 36 and 8 up and off. We'll put $100 out of our rack, like so, for the DP. And that's it. What I've got in the rack right now, if you can see it properly, let me move this so you can see it good. We've got, let me move it, I think this way. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I've got 500, 900. There's 1,025, okay? 1,040, I guess, right, total. There's our 60, there's our 100, that's 1,200 bucks in total, including the action. And again, my thing is a little bit off, and there we go. Let's play this thing out, and let's see if we can't make some money today. All right, let's do our best here to make some money and get her going. I got the screens a little bit different, as you can see. You should see the roll tracker up top, ending with the 7 from last week, and I don't have total rolls or SRR up there. I've got the repeaters that are showing and some of the metrics that you may care about. I will at some point change this when I'm done with the upgrade of the roll tracker, but for right now, that's what we have. And here we go. 6 and 8 are up and off. Puck is off. I will try and be more accurate today than I was on Friday, and I hope that we're good. All right, here we go. Dice are out. Let's not have it come out. You know what? And we got a come out, you know what, of course, right? I might as well just start my days down 100 bucks and just forgo the come out roll. There's $100 out of my rack to cover this. Now I'm not going to ladder losses. Whoops, let's put that in. Come on, 5-2. You should see that come up there. 527, I hope. Yep, there it is. I'm not going to ladder losses. I am going to progress wins down there if I get a chance to. But we're going to have a better outcome than that as we go, right? There's a 4-1-5 as our point. That's good. When the point is not a 6 or an 8, it makes it a little easier. If it's a 6 or an 8, we have to make a decision to go outside of the point. Let's go. Now it all comes down to rolling 6s and 8s, right? 6s and 8s if we can do it. I'll probably same bet the first one, and then we'll do the press move on the second one. I think I'll start that way today. Play a little bit more close to the vest. There's a 2-4-6. All right, that's awesome. So let's talk about what happens when this kind of roll happens, right? There's a 4-2. That's going to pay 35 bucks. Okay. I am going to take 5 of those in whites, just because I'm going to need whites to make that press happen later on. That way it's in my rack. And again, I'm just going to keep the rack kind of separated as I can. There's my quarter. There's reds. There's whites in the rack. You can see it all, I hope. So now what happens is this, right? One of these bets has been paid for, which means the 7 comes now. The 7 is now worth the full 70 bucks. Actually, it's worth 75 bucks because we took the 35 in. So we just made the don't pass actually a good bet. Like, it's actually way better than it was a minute ago by same betting that. Now I can be a little more freely aggressive up top. I just got to stay away from that 5. Here we go. Yes, I did. I took the money out of my rack. I did this. From the rack, I went, there's my loser, and I put it in the rack like that. My rack has got 800 in black. I started out with 900 in black. So yeah, I'm definitely down the 100 bucks. Thanks for keeping me honest, though. I appreciate that. 5-1-6. Fantastic. There's the mixer. So we took a chance there, right, by doing a same bet the first time. I'm going to drop that buck, and we're going to go with $36 as the press. There's 36. That means each one goes to $48. But I wanted to lock something in before I do this. Now, had I not locked in, that would have been the $90 payment, but I delayed that payment by 1 roll. So we're taking a chance of not getting the big payment here by doing that first. So it kind of is what it is. Here we go. I'd love to see another 6 or an 8 here before the 5 rolls out. And let's go with a 6. Look at that, another mixer, 5-1-6. So 5-1, that's great. This is the move, right? $56. Back down to 30 we go. We're gonna do the first time, same bet. The second time, it's full press and regress back. Now, and again, we're at miracle time, right? We've already had whatever 4 6s or 3 6s now. Now we're at this time. I'm going to color this stuff up as it comes back. We're at this time now where you need a miracle to get these things any higher than where they are. If you catch one, that's fantastic, and we may be spreading a little bit, but look where we are. I've recovered that $100 that we lost. Okay, now I've got 1,000, 800, 900, or sorry, 5, 8, 9, $1,000 in the rack plus this. Okay, if I take these nickels here from the rack and I make them a quarter, you'll see where I'm at. Oh my God. There, we're at. Okay, what's in the rack right now is 1,050 in the rack, right? That would be 1,150. That would be $1,205, $1,210 between what's on the rack and what's in here. So we are now in profit. With what's on the felt included, we have profit. So we're in good shape. Okay, that move was a safety move. Again, we lost $100 down here. Had we not lost that $100 to start, right? We'd be done. That we'd be at our paycheck. But as it is, we've lost it. Just got to stay off that 5. Stay off the 5 for a minute. Let's go. There's a 9, 6-3. Doesn't matter to me. 63639. The roll tracker is keeping up to date for you guys, right? On my screen, I really can't see the roll tracker. Maybe if I do that. There we go. Now I can see it. All right. I do like having the little chart of repeaters. The new roll tracker that I wrote is a little better than this one. It's got more information on it, but I haven't released it yet. I'm not sure if I can fit all the stuff on screen either. Here we go. There's a 7. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. We're going to lose the 30, 60 bucks up here, but that was all paid for and showed in profit, and there's a black chip for the don't. Let's go and check. I'm going to take these greens out of here, out of my rack, and make them look like black chips, 2 of them. So I want to get the rack colored correctly so we can see where we are. Okay, there's 1,000. There's 1,100 in the rack. This is 1,200 in the rack. That was our starting bankroll. Okay, so we are at 1,200. We have 50, 60, $6 in profit, thereabouts. Okay, back to the don't we go. And again, we can baby bump the don't, right? When you win one, you can press one a little bit, right? Get a little bit of extra juice down here. Make our play a little bit more strong. This may be a mistake, but that's how we decided to do it. We're going to do it like that as a 4-3, by the way. 4-3-7. Okay. Good little roll there, huh? It was only a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rolls, but 3 of them were 6s, which is fantastic, right? Let's go. Let's avoid disaster here. Give me a damn point. Let's go. Yeah, Cajun, that's exactly what so you may not have been paying attention last week, but this is what I always do, right? I do the rack half, play half every single time I have excess, unless the excess is not playable. So in other words, last week I had a day where the excess was only 50 bucks. Nothing you can do with $25, really. So on a $15 table. So I typically do that though. The rack half, play half, Ken and I have been playing the same way since I was 20 years old. I played that way. That's the only way to play excess. Rack half, play half. You got to do that. There's another freaking come out. Are you kidding me with the come out 7s today? Man. It has been super freaking ugly. There's 1,000. So we'll lose that. Out of my rack comes 100 bucks. I have been so gross with these come out 7s. Man. But yeah, rack half, play half is the only way I think to play once you're playing goal-oriented craps. You have got to do that. Otherwise you're going to give it away. There is a 5 again, 4-1. Jeez, Lou. 4-1. 1-4. Okay, so there's our new point. There's 100 bucks. We're going to get, I need 4 greens. And there's our, all right, we'll put the greens up there to count them. And let's go. I got to change my come out set or something, man. What the hell am I doing? Right? Here we go. Heart 8, 4-4, square pair, heart 8. Same as last time, okay? 4-4. All right, $35. We're going to same bet the first one. Right, again, just making the 7. 7's more power. I'm taking the 4 greens and making a black out of that. 1,000 in the rack. Just want to make sure we know where we are. 1,000 in the rack. 1,160 bucks with what's on the felt. We're now down, but not out. Here we go. There's a 3, ace deuce, AC deucey. 1, 2. All right, let's go. Eight, 6-2, second 8 of this throw. That's great. You know what's going to happen now. We're going to drop that buck. Drop the buck. There's 3. There's 3. Okay, we're at 48 on both of them. Let's have this be a good run, right? Let's do it. Five, 3, 2, 5. That's going to be a whack on the don't. 3, 2, 5. All right. There it is. 3, 2, 5 is coming down. We're going to lose our don't. The question is from last week, do we come back or not? Do you still play 6, 7, 8? I think that you do. Okay. The shooter has beat me twice, come out 7 to me and picked me off here, right? But I think the math of this is still the strongest way to play. I think we're still wanting that don't pass in there. So here we go. I mean, a way to look at this is that these are free bets up here, essentially, but we got to recover some cash, man. Let's go. This is the part of this strategy I'm just not 100% sure of. I'm not 100% sure if I want to keep coming out. If I'm playing pure don't, of course I want to keep coming out. But this one as a hybrid, I feel like that don't is just, it's going to hurt us more than it's going to help us. There's a 5 again to keep coming at it. So as we play this out this week, let's keep an eye on this, right? Is it a locked in per shooter, like I said last week, or is it just a rolling don't? So here we go. Let's do her. 6, 5, 1 mixer. That's good. Problem is 55, 56 bucks. The problem with this result is that even though it's nice to get all this money back, and it is very nice, there's $5. We're chasing 200 bucks from that frickin' don't. I'm gonna put these 2 reds out here and make that a green, and make that a black. Okay. We have 1,000 in the rack. 1,160 bucks, 1,160, whatever this is here, $5 or whatever. 1,167 is our rack. So we're down $30-something, which again, not bad, right? We're recovering the losses that we've taken, but we can't afford very many more of those. We're gonna have to get, I want this to be a run up here that we can be excited about. All right, and we can also, well, let's have a hit and make it a problem before we talk about it. Let me get a hit up there first, and we'll have the discussion about the best way to play. And there's a yo, mid-mo, 6-5, 6-5 yo, 5-6. Here we go. There's an 8, 6, 2, 8. Now let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. 6, 2, 8. The first pattern we followed, let's put the $35 out there. The first pattern we followed was press them both and then pull. So every other hit you're getting a juice, right? Now we can look at, do you want to just half press the number that got hit, right? Do you want to take the $10 and spread out and bring the quarter back? There's lots of ways we can do this now, right? As a right side player, you got all the options. All the options are available to you. For sure, I'm taking this quarter back to the rack, right? I think what I'm going to do here is not press them both and pull after the first time. The first time is to get the juice. Now I got $10 and I can do drop 2 and make the 8 look like 42, 50 for 1 essentially, right? Which might be the move to just half press whatever's coming. Maybe that's the way to do it, or spread out later. Maybe I'll half press a minute and spread out later. So many ways to play these numbers when they start coming, but I want to make sure we're pulling green. I want to make sure we're pulling a green back at least every time. We're gonna always pull a green off this table every hit from now on, until we get up to maybe a higher level. Here we go. That's going to be an 8, 6, 2. Comes right back. That's awesome. Great. That's going to be $49. I don't have the ones to get the 50 for 1. There's 45, $49. Okay. We're for sure pulling that green back no matter what, right? I can grab the 9 and I can grab the 10 and I can put the 1s on the hard way. So what I'm going to do, just spread it out a little bit, but I'm bringing back that green. And now we're in a really good spot. to bring back even more greens, which is good. Let's get something happening over here if we can. Little tiny spread, but not a big spread. I'm not going to go full bore with the profits here. We're going to play this thing nice and conservative. Just be respectful. There's a 5-1 mixer. Okay, so the same as the 8. Okay, we're going to get paid 35. I'm going to drop my nickel here and get whites for it. So I'll make it look like 42. That'll pay 50 for 1. And again, keep an eye on the bankroll. At some point, oh, the 6 fell. The easy 6 fell. We'll put that back. At some point, we're going to be where we want to be, right? Right now, I've got 1175 in the rack, okay? At some point, we're going to be at profit with what's in the rack and what's on the table. We have to be aware of that and be willing to pull it. Here we go. That looks like another 6, 4-2. Awesome. 4, 2, 6. Sweet. That's going to do it 50 for 1. Okay. And again, we're taking the quarterback for sure with that 25. Let's go ahead and put $10 on the 4. I'll take $15 back to the rack, and I'll put the buck back on the hard 6 that fell. Now we're across. Minimum, minimum, minimum. Every bet out here has been paid for. And what our total bets are this. 42 and 42 is 84, right? 94, 104, 114, 214 on the felt. I've got, right now, let's do the math, there's $100. I have 1,100 in the rack. 1,100 plus 214 is 1314, 1330. Okay, so we're exactly at goal. Like we are exactly at the win goal. 120 was the win goal, right? Again, we're trying to play for a little bit extra than that, right? A little bit extra than that so we get some excess play. So we're going to play for a shot or two of excess if we can catch it. Let's just see what happens. $639. Okay, the 9's going to come. 6-3. It's going to pay $14. Okay. We can, again, half press that. I want to get it to a quarter. I'm going to drop a nickel and take the 4 back. Make it look like $25 as quickly as you please right there. Okay. I want to pull quarters off this table all the time. We're about to make a move here, and you'll see in a minute. Let's go. Ooh, big kiss. 4-2-6. Okay, there's a 6, 4-2. All right, 4-2-6. That's going to pay 50 for 1. 50 for 1. Now, here's what we have to do. I'm going to pull the $50 back to the rack. And let's think about where we actually are, okay? We're going to be essentially in profit with excess at this point. That easy 6 is going to fall. There's 1,100. I'm going to take all this down. Again, you're going to have to do this math on the fly at the casino. You can't do this. You can't do this at the casino, but watch what I do. They're going down. Now I'm at minimum across, okay? This is $100. There's my starting bankroll, $1,200. 25, 35, $38 in the rack, okay? If this $100 was in my rack right now, I'd be at 138. That would be 100% for sure my goal, okay? I can ensure that that's going to be in my rack by putting $75 on the 5, okay? $75 on the 5 guarantees me 105 or an extra $25, right? I can ensure that this comes here, and this $100 is coming back to the rack. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take this $100. I'm going to bet 75 on the 5 and take $25 back to my rack. All right. Now, I'm for sure I can lock it in. I'm gonna have that black chip is coming back. That's gonna be $1,200 no matter what happens in my rack. And I've got $65 sitting here. And I've got 54 in other money up there that we're playing with, okay? We're actually at Paycheck. If I pulled all this 54 down, and again, here is the decision you have to decide to make, okay? There's 55. There's 54, like we said. That's there's $119, $114. We know we're gonna get this, that's $214, okay? So you can say to yourself, let's say 125 of that is gonna be the lock, 214, that means we have about $70, $85, right? That's the reason why this amount of money makes sense. You can actually just do the 6, 8, and 9 right there and play that. That is effectively half of your win. That's half of your win goal, right? I'll make that a quarter. Right, there's 75, right? We can take all this back to the rack and be like, okay, we're gonna get that $100 back. We have 85, whatever in the rack. Nothing bad can happen to us here. Play with half of our win. Big regression there to lock it in, but also keep playing, right? If you want to play for exact Paycheck, you got a boogie with that money too. Let's go. There's a 4, 3, 1. Of course, I pulled a 4 down, right? I'm gonna get a freaking 4. 3, 1, 4. Let's try and build those minimum bets up. Oh, the hard 4 falls. I'll put the hard ways back just because they're fun, but burning the whites doesn't matter to me that much. Here we go. 8 hard, that is fantastic. That's gonna pay 14 for one, or $14 out there. And here it's gonna pay $9, so I'll take 1 and make that look like 10, all right? That's all coming back to the rack. Actually, no, I'm gonna press the 8x1 unit. We'll press the 8x1 unit. Bring these two back. Okay, almost a quarter there. And again, if I was gonna be hyper aggressive, we could be making a fortune here, but trying to lock it in. Trying to lock it in and be smart. And now we can be hyper aggressive with what's left. 1, 2, 3, doesn't matter. I'm reading my text message as we go here. Sorry, we got this incredible deal at my work where we're going to be introducing cybersecurity curriculum to every high school in Texas. How cool is that? Right, isn't that great? All right, there's the 7, which we knew was coming. Gave it a shot up top, right? Lose the 75, win the 100. Back to the rack we come. And there it is. There's your $100. That's your starting bankroll, which means our profit is 100, 75, 195, 198. Now, Paycheck, 125. Okay, if we look at what's left out here, right? Half of this excess, 25, 30. You have $35 to play with. The ones can be used for change, right? The rack half, play half system says this. We're gonna take this back to the rack. Now we know our profit is a little more than it was gonna be, right? It's 160, that's awesome, right? Puck is gonna be off. We have $35 out here to play with, right? What I'm gonna do is what I probably always would do, a little bit of $10 horseman, right? We'll do a $10 2-come bet horseman, $5 for fun somewhere, okay? That's it. That's gonna be the play. We're gonna use that as our short game play. Not much else you can do with $35 to make money out of it, but let's see if we can't make it happen. Let me put that 7 in, 5-2. Good little run there, huh? That was a 1, let's see. After the come out 7 included 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 17, 18 roller, including the final 7. And we had payable box hits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 payable box hits. That's a pretty good roll, right? If you're playing that aggressively, if you're half pressing the 6 and 8 the entire time, you make way more money than that, right? But we're trying to lock it in. So we did a regression twice to lock it in versus just going out there and just trying to hit the home run from get. Whole different way of playing. I like them both. I like both ways. But if I'm honestly doing this, I'm going to go press up and down, and then half press forever. Make way more money. Hey, look what I got. 527 on the come out. Can you imagine me getting another come out 7? Every roll today has been a come out 7. That sucks. All right. Now, can't really do the horseman. Right? Not enough money to do even one. Well, I guess I can do one, but that's kind of lame. Well, what the hell? We'll do it. It's only $25. Come out 10. All right, that's good. That's going to be on the 10. We love that. 6-4. 6-4, 10. We'll do one come bet. And they wouldn't let me do it, so I'm not going to do it. I was going to say I'll do a $6 in odds, but you can't do that. Your odds got to win table minimum. So we'll be here on the come. Let's go. Let's turn 20 bucks into 100. Let's get really lucky here. How about a little 7 right now? Or an 8. That's cool. 5, 3, 8 will work. That's great. We're going to go to the 8. I'll put the $5 in odds up on the 8. And that's it. We're just going to roll those 2 bets out. We're either going to win the don't, or we're going to win the 8. It ends up being a 6, 7, 8 without the 6. But through the come. Which bet's going to win? Oh, there's the frickin' 6, of course, right? I guess we could have done a $10 6, 7, 8, right? We could have ran the whole thing way down. Here we go. There's a Yo Chiro in the house, 6-5. Here we go. There's a 5, a 3-2. It's going to be a great roll without enough money to play it, of course, but give me an 8. Give me a freaking 8. Come on, dude. Ooh, big bounce. 9. 5, 4. We've hit every single number but the 8 now, right? Let's go. But we know what would have been fun there would have been to do a marching soldier. We hit the 10, the 9, the 8. Hit them all. I haven't done that in a while. We should pick a Friday and do a marching soldier. Hey, another Chiro. Another Chiro, 6-5. Four, 3, 1. Where's my 8? Give me that damn 8. Aces. Very non-productive roll here so far. We're like 8 rolls into this thing, and I've got no payments. Come on. Give me an 8. That's a better looking shot. There it is, 5, 3, 8. Awesome. All right, so this is gonna come down. Gets paid 10 for the flat, 6 on the odds, okay? We have a choice. We can go Probably coming again, right, is the best way to go here. With only $20, I can drop some odds up there. I can take $10 of this and I can put it against the 10. That's a fine play. I can have one come bet roll and I can take 10 bucks back to the rack. That's actually a decent way to do this. And I'll probably just rack the 10 and put the ones over here and let these bets kind of resolve themselves. 5-3. Good time for big red right here, huh? Good time for big red. There it is, 6-1. Awesome sauce. Awesome, 6-1-7, sweet. That'll pay 5 on the odds, 10 on the flat, 10 in the come. Now, what do we have total here? I've got 25, I got $55 now. So we can get a little bit, maybe we go 15 on the don't and 1, 2 come bets, right? As our next plays, 15 on the don't, 2 come bets, I have 20 bucks. That goes into the house, right? We'll just keep on doing this over and over again until we either spread it out or lose it all. But as I'm doing this, I just put 30 more bucks in the tray, right? And this is the exact way. What Ken talked about last night, what I've been talking about for a long time, what John Patrick talked about in his books. Play half, save half. Play half, save half. It's so important to build a bankroll this way, right? If you have a chance to. There's a 5-1-6. You don't always get the chance to do this. Right? The other side of this says, well, take your entire access like I've been doing and burn it. Right? Go 44 inside and pray for a miracle. I've done that too. It just depends on your mindset, right? Play a conservative half and half play or play an aggressive half and half play, but just only ever use half. Here we go. Ooh, that was ugly. That's an 8, 5, 3. Neither die hit the back wall. They're going to yell at me. 3, 5, 8. That'll come up. And I'm not going to do the odds this time. I'm going to do just a second. I'd rather have a second come bet than odds on the 8. I think that's a better play for us from a volatility standpoint. Let's go. An extra target. A little more juice on the 7 right here if we can get it. There is a 5-4-1. Okay, so we have the 8 and the 5. Just play it out. There's a 9, 5-4. Okay. Five. Good job. Good job, Johnny. 3, 2, 5. That's going to come down and get paid 10 bucks. Now we have options here, obviously, right? We can take our win, right? Leave that in the come to come back out again, and I can take 5 of the win, half of that win, and drop it up there as odds on the 8, and I'll put the other half aside for safekeeping. Here we go. Hello, Frida. How you doing? Good to see you here. There's the 6. Is that our point? That is our point. That's a bummer. 4, 2, 6. All right, come travels to the 6. We lose our DP. Puck is off. That's all the money we got. Everything we have is out there. We did pull about 30 or 40 bucks off this thing. We turned that whatever we had, we racked all these reds from it. These reds are all from the wins, so I'm okay with where we are. How about and my odds are working. I always work my come odds. So the odds are working on the 8. Come out 7 here, of course. Wipes out all the goodness. There's a 5. 3-2. We would have been better served this time to have gone like 44 inside and worked a little bit with that excess. The comes and the don'ts didn't work as good, but hard 10, 5-5, 5-5. Secretly, another good roll going on here. Like 10 rolls in here or something like that. Fives, they've got 3 hits on it, looks like, from the spray chart up top. Oof, 7. There it is, that ends it. Okay, that'll end it. These law fall. We didn't get our secondary hits on those things, which is a bummer. But we did good work, I think. Our profit is here. 100, 50. There's 175, 195. 195 in profit. That's really pretty solid. It's kind of where we started. We started with like what, 192 or something like that, I think. And we took our excess and tried to make more with it. We ended up basically 192, 199. We tried to water with the excess. We made like $5 or $6 with it. Not fantastic, but whatever. Let's type it in and celebrate. Let's go here. So today we did 199. That gets a green. There is a green right there. And current month, this is today. 14th, 199. Okay. Let's see, we got to go there. We did that. We did this here, 199. Deposit. Okay, everything's up to date. I think all the numbers are right. We're at 11,456 in bank and paycheck. That's good. Okay, let's go back over here. And I'll tell you what we're going to do with the money from Friday. Let me first come back here and celebrate. All right, there we go. Now let's answer the question. So Jen says, does the freestyle play with excess count as part of? No, it does not. But here's kind of the thing we're doing with this, and it's part of the bankroll build piece. So the 6, 7, 8 made what it made. It made the 100 and change right today. Playing with excess with it is how you build the bankroll. So if I take the excess, let's say I turn that excess into $200 today. It does count towards the bankroll build. Like when I go into the big chart and I log it in there, it does count as part of bankroll build because we made extra money with the excess. That's a beautiful thing. But it doesn't count as the 6, 7, 8's profit percentage. You know what I'm saying? Like the profit percentage on the 6, 7, 8 only counts for what it did on its own as a bankroll. Does that make sense? Like I'm going to count the strategy as the strategy, the excess play as the excess play as 2 separate things, although it goes into the same bank account. So statistically speaking, we're going to count wins and losses as number of times the strategy won. But bankroll build phase, the excess happens, and we win money. I'll go put that in the bank because we have to. Okay. Now, as far as Friday goes, what I'm going to do with Friday is this. You can probably already tell. I logged the win in the stats. As far as the 6, 7, 8 strategy stats, it won the first session clean and fair. I have not yet logged the lost money. The money lost will be logged in the main bankroll thing. I have to I got to rerun the whole show and log the rolls and see what the actual, because I know I mispaid myself so many times that the actual loss isn't what we saw on TV. The actual loss is less than the 375 I thought it was because we started out from a different position than where we ended up at. But that's what makes it so weird. I'll figure out what that is. I will log that in as an entry, but I'm not going to hold it against the 6, 7, 8 strategy. It'll probably go against the overall bankroll, but not against the strategy itself because I didn't play 6, 7, 8 in that second session. I played random crap. So I can't hold it against the strategy, but I can hold it against myself. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to log the loss in the bankroll, but not against the strategy. Hope that makes sense. And it answers kind of both questions at once, right? Yeah, so everything is combined. Total bankroll is combined for sure at the end of the month. But the win percentage of the strategy is different. Does that make sense? No. So here's what I'm going to do. So again, Jen, what I'm trying to do, I hope this makes sense. I'm going to try and like, for example, Friday was a win for the 6, 7, 8, right? So the 6, 7, 8 now is 6 and 1 itself. The bankroll though is a little negative for the month because of the loss we had at the end of Friday, if that makes sense. So statistically, I'm only counting the wins and losses number-wise and percentage-wise for the core strategy. Whatever happens in excess, whether it be I blew it on Friday or I made $1,000 today, that counts towards the bankroll build. Makes sense? Like the bankroll is going to be nice and big, which means I get to bet more money on the flat bets and all that it affects it all. But the stats for the strategy itself become important. You're right. So, well, I don't know about that. I think they're both important. And the reason why I say that, Jen, the money is the bottom line, right? And the final bankroll is the money's the meaningful piece. But I think it's important to know that the 6, 7, 8 on its own was 15 and 1 or whatever. You got to know the win percentage of the raw strategy. Otherwise, what I don't want is for 6, 7, 8 to go, let's say 15 and 5, but I had one miracle day and it looks like it won 20% for the month, because that would be unfair, right? The real thing is that it's going to be percentage-wise, it won on its own a good number of times. And then you know that's a safe way to get me to the end. And then in the end, you do whatever the hell you want to, right? So I'm trying to separate the stats in that way, so I know which raw strategy was the right one to get us to a chance to play for the home run. Then the home runs are the home runs. The home runs are going to be, a random miracle. It is what it is, right? So I hope that makes the sense. I'm going to try and keep the reporting as honest as I can on what won and why it won. I think it's important that we know what strategy was stable. So far, 6, 7, 8 on its own has been very, very stable. Even though I played it different ways last week, it was very stable all week long. The excess play and the extra time has not been stable. And I hope that I'm explaining that in a way that makes sense, because I think both stats matter and all the money matters at the end. You're right. The money at the end, the bankroll build, ultimately is our goal, right? And what I think would be interesting, Jen, honestly, is which strategy not only won a good percentage of its time, right? But which strategy gave us more chances to play with the excess? Like, give us more home run chances at it. Does that make sense? How do I explain this right? Like if the 6, 7, 8 gave me 5 times out of 20, I got to try for a home run because it made so much money. That's better than the Ladderson, which gave me 1 chance to play for a home run. That's kind of what I'm like. It's also good to know. And today, when I pulled that money back and I went down to 54 across, right? If I would have just pulled back and had an $18 6 and 8, restart the process from in here and played the exact same strategy, just at a reduced level, and had it rebuild itself, that would have been an interesting excess play, right? I mean, we left the 6, 7, 8 to play excess a different way versus playing 6, 7, 8 on an ongoing basis forever, which would have been different skew. Like we said, if I would have half pressed the entire time, if I would have done different things up in here, it changes the dynamic of the game. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to track which one got us to excess or goal on its own most of the time. That's the most important stat to me. The money is going to be super important, like you say. I'm not discounting the money, but yeah, hope that makes sense. All right, we go. Black light. She's not arguing, and nobody has to comply. That's not the way I operate. I do get pissy, as you know, on certain things, but I don't require you to comply. I require you to use the right words. You know me, man. I love you. All right, and I love you, and I hope you're going to be here in September. We talked about this over email, but I hope you can make it up here. It'd be kind of cool. It'd be awesome, actually. Okay, let's get out of here. It is now 9:54. Perfect timing. Breakfast time, walk the dog time. I'll see y'all later in the morning. I think tomorrow, by the way, on Coffee and Craps, I'm doing a show about the 6, 7, or 8, which I think you'll find very interesting. So hopefully that's up your alley. See you tomorrow. Thanks all. Love yous, and bye-bye.